I welcome all the students to the video lecture on characteristics of Indian economy. It is my second lecture on the topic on characteristics of Indian economy. In my first lecture, that is earlier one, I explained two important features of Indian economy. The first one is about low per capita income. India's per capita income is very lower in comparison to the developed nations of the world. And the second characteristics which we studied in earlier lecture, that is about the occupational pattern. Occupational pattern means how the primary means agricultural, industrial and service sector is contributing in our national income. What are the shares of these various sectors in national income? That is what the second characteristics which we studied in our earlier lecture. So in this particular lecture, while explaining the characteristics of Indian economy, I will elaborate two more important characteristics of Indian economy. The first is about increasing pressure of population on our country, and the second is about rate of capital formation, that is increasing rate of capital formation. So now let us try to understand two more characteristics of Indian economy. This is the first one we studied in our earlier lecture. This is the second one which we also studied in our earlier lecture. Now I will start from this third characteristics. Heavy pressure of population. Heavy pressure of population means the pressure of population is continuously increasing in our country. Why it is continuously increasing? Because the rate of growth of population is higher. In January 2017, the India's population was 1.36 billion. It means the population of India was 136 crore. The current population of India is 136 crore. In the year 2001, the population was 102 crores. In the year 2010, the population was 121 crores. Means in the decade from 2001 to 2010, the population increased from 102 crores to 121 crores. So in this particular decade from 2001 to 2010, the net increase in population of India is round about 19 crores. In this particular decade, the population of India which increased by 181 million. It means the net increase in population in India in these 10 years is equivalent to the population of the country Brazil. Means the total population of the Brazil is 181 million, and that particular population, that proportion of population in India increased in just 10 years. So from this fact we can understand the severity of this particular problem, which is day by day increasing. The second important fact I would like to mention here, the proportion of India's population in comparison to total world population. The proportion of India's population is 17.74%. It means the 17.74% of population out of total world population, the 17.74% of people are residing in India. It is the 17.74% of total world population is residing in India. And at the other end, we just out of the total world geographical area, the India is having just 2.5% of world area. On this 2.5% of world area, 17.74% of the population are residing. So, if you take a look towards the population of China, the total proportion of China's population is 19.5%, and they are having more geographical area in comparison to the geographical area of India. So India's population is increasing at the annual growth rate of 1.95%. At the same time, the population of world means the annual growth rate of world population is 1.4%, and the annual growth rate of China's population is 1%. Means India's annual growth rate is 1.95%, means it is increasing at a very higher rate in comparison to the most populous country, that is China. In the near coming 2050, India will be the first populous country in the world. Now it is second populous country of the world after China. China is the first populous country in the world and India is the second one. In the year 2050, India will become the first populous country of the world and China will become the second. In order to understand the severity of this pressure of population, I will focus your attention on some most important facts. The total population of India's total population is equivalent to the total population of combined 5 countries. I will mention the names of these 5 countries: United States of America, Brazil, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Indonesia. The India's population is more than the combined population of these 5 countries: United States of America, Brazil, Bangladesh, Pakistan and Indonesia. The combined population of these 5 countries is equals to the population of only India's population. The second fact is that the population of Uttar Pradesh, I am talking about the states, the combined population of Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra is higher than the population of United States of America. So, from these facts you can understand the severity of the problem of increasing population. So, it is the heavy pressure of population which is creating various obstacles in the development of Indian economy. No doubt we are having huge human resources, but we are lacking in utilizing these human resources. Instead of adopting labor intensive technology, we are focusing more and more on capital intensive technology, means where less labor force is required, and at the other hand the number of labor force are very speedily increasing. This is the contradiction we can see in the Indian economy. So therefore it is a most important issue which is related with the development of the Indian economy. So therefore this is the third most important characteristics of Indian economy. The next fourth important characteristic of Indian economy is increasing rate of capital formation. Increasing rate of capital formation, it is the positive point as far as the India's economic development is concerned. From 2050 to 2090, India was a capital deficient country. Capital deficit country means from 50s to 60s, in this decade, 50s to 60s, 60s to 70s, in the 20 years, there was a capital deficiency in Indian economy. The capital formation depends upon the saving rate of the country, and saving rate depends upon the level of income of that particular country. If higher the level of income, higher will be the saving, and if the savings are higher, then automatically the capital formation will also be higher. But initially in 1950s and 60s, we are deficit, means capital deficit country. But nowadays if you see, after 90s, particularly after 1990s, the rate of capital formation is increasing in our country. Here 1% increase in population requires 4% increase in capital to maintain the standard of living. So at this proportion, the capital formation should increase at this particular proportion. If you take a look towards the statistical data in the recent years, then it is satisfactory. The statistical data regarding the capital formation is very satisfactory. The gross capital formation in India is higher than that of the developed countries of the world. Recently, if you observe towards the gross capital formation ratio, the India's gross capital formation ratio is higher than that of the developed countries of the world. Here on this particular table, in this particular table we can see it is about gross capital formation and gross domestic savings as percentage of GDP. In 1990, India's gross capital formation was 24% of GDP, and in 2014 it increased up to 31% of GDP. The saving rate also increased from 23% to 29%. This saving rate depends upon the level of income. If saving is higher, then automatically the capital formation will be higher. So here we can observe that India's gross capital formation and domestic saving ratio increased. The China's gross capital formation and gross domestic saving is higher than that of the Indian economy. Here we can see the statistical data of China's capital formation and China's gross domestic saving. The China's proportion of saving is 50%, and at the same time India's proportion of saving is just 30%. And now if we compare this data of India and China, these two are developing nations. If we compare the statistical data of these developing nations with the developed nations, with the statistical data of the developed nations, then we can see definitely the capital formation ratio and the saving ratio of these two developing economies are higher in comparison to the developed nations. Here see, in United States of America, it is 19%. Capital formation ratio is 19%. In United Kingdom, it is 18%. In Japan, it is 21%. Germany, it is 19%. But in India and China, look at here, in China it is near about 50%, and in India it is 31%. It is a satisfactory point as far as the development of Indian economy is concerned. So in this way, it is the second characteristics, fourth characteristics in which we can say the capital formation rate in India is increasing in recent years. Recent years means particularly from 1990 onwards, 1990 onwards, the capital formation is increasing in India. Why the formation of the capital or the ratio of capital is increasing? The one thing is increasing saving, domestic saving ratio, and the second important thing is because of the policy of liberalization. Due to the adoption of the policy of liberalization, the foreign direct investment is coming in our country. We are importing huge amount of capital from other countries, other developed countries of the world. Nowadays, the India and China is the most important investment hub for the developed nations. Most of the developed nations are now investing in the Indian economy and China's economy. They are focusing their investment towards these two Asian giants, these two Asian countries. The developed countries are diverting their capital towards these countries. Therefore, this is the second reason of increasing capital formation in our countries. So, in this way, I will stop here in this particular lecture. In our next lecture, we will discuss two another important features of Indian economy. Thank you.